We all used to have a saying that if you don't do anything, you won't get in trouble ever. And if you want a bunch of safety officers that don't do anything, you're going to have a lot of trouble. We all see when one or two young men get in a fight, whether it's with another student or staff member, how quickly it escalates. It's never one-on-one. All 10 of their friends want to come, 20 of their friends, 40 of their friends. We saw it on the video outside the school not so long ago. That being said, you guys know employee 7548 for 4 years with the excellent evaluations, but I'm going to tell you how I know. So 28 years ago, when I was hired as a police officer, I quickly learned that that employee was somebody I wanted to emulate. He was intelligent and caring. He was born and raised in Neptune. He attended school here and graduated here. He studied accounting in college, but had a longing to give back to the community where he grew up. Early in our careers, we partnered with the Housing Authority and formed walk-in patrols. This was down at 1130 Heck, 30 Ridge, a lot of the public housing. This employee and I would walk the public housing, and he would tell me stories about how much he loved the community he was raised in. We would often play basketball games while working with the youngest and most vulnerable kids living there, all while we were in uniform. This employee would often reach into his own pocket and buy the kids something to eat and drink when they asked for it. The kids even had an affectionate nickname for him. They called him Blondie. It sticks to this day. I admired Blondie, I'll call him now, and I modeled myself after him when it came to dealing with the young Neptune children. I didn't grow up in this area, I wasn't familiar with this area, and he taught me how to succeed in this area. To this day, I credit my successful career partly to that employee for teaching me the value of connecting with the community. He was a police officer for 28 years as well, and he retired. When the school safety job came open and he was hired, he had a renewed sense of purpose to once again help mentor young Neptune residents. His gift of gab and his knowledge quickly made him one of the most popular safety officers in this system. I was still working, and I would visit him in the school, and once again I was in awe of how he spoke to the students and connected with them on many levels. He even persuaded me to volunteer refereeing a faculty basketball game, which I enjoyed a lot. I have to say. The kids connect with him on every level. The teachers respect him. They know that he's going to keep them safe. We all have employees that do the job, and we all have employees that don't do the job. We have employees that look to hide. We have employees to run away from problems. This employee is not that guy. The students and teachers are all happy to have him around. They know that if they really need something, he will be there, whether it's an emergency or just someone to talk to. He's very proud of the job that he does at the school, and he really is proud of how he serves the community. Everyone in this room knows with any job in the public school system, there are challenges. In the case of a safety officer, you have to balance being a friend, a mentor, and sometimes you even have to make yourself available to a child who needs to talk to somebody. I've seen in person that he does that. The other side of a safety officer position is keeping the peace and making the school safe for every child and every staff member. Not all children have the discipline we would hope that they have. In these cases, you have to make decisions to avoid confrontation and keep the school safe. After all, that is what you're ultimately there for. Look around this room, ask anyone in this room, ask a student, ask a teacher, ask a staff member, who they can count on when they really feel they need someone. They will all have the same answer, and that would be Blondie or employee 7548. apologize for reading, but I did not want to forget anything. If you fire this employee, you will be sending a message to all the students in the school that it is okay to disrespect or even assault. You will be sending a message that it's okay to disrespect or even assault students and staff members, and the only one who will pay the price will be the staff member who you are going to fire. It could be you in that position. It could be your child that this man is protecting. He doesn't go to that job every day with ill will or even any prejudice towards who's who or what's what. He goes there to do his job, protect the students and protect the staff. What kind of message will it be sending when the staff member is the one that gets punished and the unruly child goes unpunished? Vote to keep this man in his job that he loves, and vote to keep your school safe.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mary Catherine Broussard. I am an English teacher in Neptune Middle School. I am before you this evening to speak on behalf of our Neptune Middle School Safety Officer, employee number 7548, now I know, aka Blondie. I have been teaching in Neptune both at the high school and the middle school for a total of 19 years. Prior to accepting a position in Neptune, I taught in both Summit, New Jersey and Springfield, New Jersey for 11 years, and I reside in Neptune City. Safety certainly seems to be a recurring theme tonight. 30 years in education has offered me a wealth of diverse experiences. I've taught in schools where the most serious student behavior issues were that kids refused to put their books away because they were so engrossed in their reading. And I've taught in schools where the most serious student behavior issues involve gang affiliation, violence, and weapons possession. I've dealt with students who rarely exhibit behavior issues, and I've dealt with students who are removed from classes multiple times every day, multiple times every week for years. Classroom management has always been a strong suit for me. Having students removed from my class by security is something that I do not have to resort to often. But on those rare occasions when I do, I need two things and two things only. One, I need a clear and immediate communication from the office staff to security. Two, I need an expedient and efficient response from a security officer who is professional, highly trained, and effective at calmly de-escalating a threatening situation for the safety of all of my students. That is what I could depend on with employee 7548. His calm, in-control demeanor, his well-established relationships with our students, and his uncanny ability to reason with the most unreasonable of individuals is not simply admirable. It's a necessity in an ever-increasingly dangerous environment. In a school district where safety is an ever-growing concern, we have witnessed the changes and challenges firsthand. Not from reading a data report, or from having a discussion at a committee meeting, or from analyzing a violence report, but from being there. From being in the classrooms, in the hallways, in the cafeterias, on the school grounds, before, during, and after school. My colleagues and I live it every day. There are factors that can influence the level of safety in a school, some within our control, while others are not. Doors, locks, procedures in place, well-trained staff, drills for varying scenarios, consequences for inappropriate, harmful behavior. They're all important. But there is one factor that is not so easily measured, and that's the human factor, perhaps the most important of all. How much do the people who are entrusted with our children's safety care? How willing are they to put themselves in harm's way in an effort to protect others? I can clearly state without hesitation that our safety officer employee number 7548 cares a great deal about our kids. Not just because it's his job to care, because that's the man he is. He doesn't talk about caring because he doesn't have to. His actions prove it on a daily basis. There is something to be said about longevity, about having a history in a place, about being invested in the overall success of a town. Others have spoken of his 27-year career as a police officer, 27 years of unblemished exemplary service, and of his 4 years of exemplary service in our school district. That is well documented and indisputable. These are facts. They are not left up for interpretation. So now I offer and leave you with one more additional fact to consider. The faculty, the staff, and most importantly, yes, most importantly, our students at Neptune Middle School are now less safe than they were before our safety officer, number 7548, was let go. We are more vulnerable. It's that simple. Should you choose not to review and reconsider the decision to terminate his employment, it will not be his reputation that is tarnished. I encourage you, do the right thing.
Good evening, Board of Education members and administration. My name is Kelly Burns, and I am an 8th grade math teacher at Neptune Middle School, where I'm proudly serving my 25th year of service to this community. I may not be as eloquently spoken as my fellow English teacher, but I will do my best. I come before the community and faculty this evening to speak on behalf of, now everybody knows, employee 7548. Gotta take a deep breath. He, as you know, has been dismissed from this job as safety officer here in the Neptune Township School District as of Monday, much to the dismay of his coworkers here. As you can see, there's a great deal of us turned out for this evening. As a security professional in our building, he has a multitude of responsibilities, such as removing students from class for disciplinary reasons, helping administration break up fights, stopping altercations before they happen, as well as securing the building's perimeter as needed. He has always conducted these duties in a professional, courteous, and efficient manner. In addition to these exemplary characteristics, he has a knack for dealing with the most difficult students in situations in our building, often de-escalating the situations before they become major issues. In addition to his contractual duties, he steadfastly volunteers year after year for all the fundraisers to help for the 8th grade trip, such as school dances, gift auctions, staff for student sporting events, and countless other events. In the 4 years of working with employee 7548, I have observed his interactions with various students, staff, administration, at these events and during the school day, and know that he is a person of great integrity, fine moral character. He has also acted in the best interest of all of our students to guarantee their safety in the building as well as outside of it. Employee 7548 has proven himself to be the backbone of the hallways, and students and staff have come to rely on him to help provide a safe and secure school environment. He has strong ties to this community in which he was raised, as he was a graduate of Neptune High School himself, who decided to give back to the community of Neptune by serving on the Neptune Police Department, as well as taking this job 4 years ago. During this time, he has never been written up, has an exemplary record at both jobs, and I can tell you that there's been an immediate impact on the morale here at the middle school since Monday. And truth be told, there is a feeling amongst the staff that we are no longer safe, That being said, it would be remiss of you as the Board of Education to terminate the employment of a man held in such high esteem by the teachers, staff, and students of our Neptune Middle School. I would also like to leave you with this, that one of the most negatively impacted people by this will be the students of our Neptune Middle School. Thank you.
Good evening, Board of Education. My name is Pamela Gerber. I'm a 6th grade math teacher at Neptune Middle School. I'm just going to read a little bit of what I had written about Joe when I had nominated him, 7548, sorry, to, I can't call him a number, I'm going to call him Blondie. So I have worked with Joe, with Blondie for 5 years. I've worked on the same floor as him, and also when he was on the first floor. When he was on our floor, things were completely calm. That is a major thing when you're a teacher. If there's calmness in the hallway, there is calmness in your classroom. So just from that standpoint alone, it was a much better experience having him around because of that calm that he brought to our floors and the order. Blondie is a retired officer with Neptune Police Department. I feel safe knowing that it is him on the job. I also know that our students are safe with Blondie on the job as well. Blondie isn't just a security officer to the children and teachers. He is a kind human being that we can turn to in times of need. I have seen Blondie give students money for lunch, guide students that are upset to guidance, or administrators that can help them. And I also want to add that the kids tell me things long before they tell other people things. And I've gone to Joe before things have, with things, something's going to happen, and immediately is on it, trying to make sure that, I did it again, sorry, trying to make sure that nothing escalates, going to the proper people, making sure that these incidents don't escalate. He is kind, courteous, and truly cares about our students. Blondie helped me with a personal situation as well, and is the type of person that after it was all over, are you okay? I've seen him ask kids if they're okay. He is an extremely caring, kind person. It is evident that he uses the skills that he learned as a police officer in his job. The environment is much safer with him there. As far as morale, I have to tell you that I am not good when fights break out. I'm a big crier. So violence happens, I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on? But I have to tell you, if that happens now, I don't feel like I can step in and help a student or pull a student off another student, because now I may get in trouble. And I have to tell you that I love my job, and I love teaching in this district, and I love teaching and being with people that obviously care about the kids. And by the way, that's not everybody, just so you know. So to see somebody that has been here and has been exemplary, and now all of a sudden find out because he thought he was doing what he was doing the best thing that he could do, which I've done in so many situations, actually scares me. And it makes me wonder, the next time I see a fight, am I going to break it up? Am I going to try and help? Or am I going to get in trouble? And we shouldn't have to even think like that. We should think that you have our backs when we're doing the best thing for our students. It is absolutely devastating to me what's happened. And I hope that you will rethink what happened and make a decision that affects the safety of us, our students, and I'm sure that there are many parents that agree. I don't know if they're here tonight, but I hope that you've heard from them as well, because we hear things, and it's very, very devastating to the community that this happened. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
I overheard the video that Ms. Kepler spoke about.
Name,
please. I don't give that information out. According to Open Public Meetings Act, I don't have to by law. I openly requested the video that Ms. Kepler spoke about, that you had emailed about. Have you ever seen the video from the bus?
We're not engaging in a dialogue with you, sir.
You engaged with dialogues with everybody
We're not
else.
engaging with a dialogue with you, sir. You have
All right.
questions, comments you wish to make, please do so.
So if you guys have access to the video, I requested it in an open request, and I have still not gotten it. Do you have mechanical records for the buses? If not, why not? Why aren't you terminating the contract with Siemenshof for breach? Do you have a list of the bus drivers for Siemenshof? Are the mechanics certified to work on the buses that you transport your kids to and from school? I requested the attorney invoices on November 21st. I was emailed the records custodian that I had to pay 60 cents for the records, which I disagree on. But I came in yesterday to get the paperwork, and with 60 cents, and I was told it was still under attorney review, which is against Oprah, and he also agreed with it. You can't ask for an extension for attorney review. I didn't get it till later on that day, which is a violation of Oprah. And just so you know, I like to sue governments that violate Oprah. I do it all over the state. And I will be Oprahing 7548. I'm going to Oprah request all your emails to see what you guys are talking about with them. And I'll be posting it online on Facebook too. The attorney invoices show that you paid more than $1,500 for reviewing Oprah requests. It's kind of why you have a records custodian. So if he isn't competent enough to do his job, then why do you even have him here? And Dr. Kramer didn't have time for me yesterday at all. She spoke and then just walked away very rudely, just like with the other lady. You weren't rude to me? You didn't walk away?
I'm not engaging in a dialogue with you.
You just did. The statement to the public that you guys have on your page here, it's a violation of the First Amendment. It says that you reserve the right to terminate remarks to and or by any individual not keeping with the conduct of a proper and efficient meeting. You have no rights, the people do. That's the First Amendment right to speak and redress our grievances with the government, which you guys are. That statement needs to be revised in keeping with this great constitutional republic, and the right to redress our grievances shouldn't be encumbered by your unconstitutional statement. And like I said, I'm going to be open requesting everybody on this board to see exactly what you guys are talking about. 7548, Joe, Blondie, whatever you guys want to call them. We're members of the public. We can speak whatever which way we want. This is the public comment section. And I don't understand that whole statement that you guys have in that paperwork. It's illegal. And you as an attorney should know that. Have you ever seen that statement?
Yes, and it's perfectly permitted to have someone stop their public comment if they're becoming a infringement upon the proper discourse of the meeting. So you're incorrect.
So
I
on
disagree
what?
with you.
So if I curse?
We're not getting involved in this. Thank you for your comments.
I'm not done yet.
Then continue.
Well, I think it's bullshit that you even have that on there. It's absolutely bullshit. It's bullshit where I think you guys are all cowards for firing the officer over there.
Thank you for your comments.
Yeah, you're a coward.
Thank you for your comments.
Yeah.
Anyone else, please? Okay, we'll close public portion.